At 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Is it a communications breakdown? First responders' radio problems supposedly caused communication issues during the floods in the Hill Country. That's what Texas legislators are looking into.
So last week, a new joint committee heard from lots of responders during their first meeting. And now lawmakers admit that even if they found a solution, it may not be affordable. Now, that's what lawmakers told our Courtney Friedman.
Representative Wes Verdell lives right outside of Kerrville. This tragedy is literally in his backyard. The first responders, his friends.
One of the things that came up was none of their radios were working. There's other counties, first responders that had come in and their radios that they had weren't working with each other or with other people from other areas in that area. So
Verdell sat as part of the Texas legislature's joint committee on the flood disaster, where it was clear radios are a major problem.
Here's the thing. In the huge state of Texas, there are more than 60 different safety radio systems set up by local agencies depending on the area's topography. Some of those systems work together, some don't. And even with up-to-date radios, when you travel from one part of the state to another, you can't just jump into any channel or frequency. You often need permission from the local agency.
Bring those disparate radio systems together and patch them together. That takes time for the resources to get to the location, to grab the radio, to hook it up to the computer, to make sure that we get the right channels in it so that we can talk to each other.
During the first day of chaos on July 4th, that patching wasn't able to happen quickly enough.
The statewide interoperability coordinator, or the SWIC, has worked with agencies across the state to recognize the importance of joining wide area radio systems and utilizing multi-band radios. There is an effort to require all future grant-funded equipment to have the correct software features and frequency capabilities.
The problem? The price tag.
These radios are very expensive, and there's really not a mechanism for counties to fund these radios.
I know the governor has a grant program. I think it's underfunded.
Even if grant money was made available, it became clear agencies would have to do lots of training to even get those radios.
Many responders do not have good working knowledge of how or when to change channels or use key features on their radios.
The path to a solution not straightforward, but some committee members are determined to find one.
I don't know what the right answer is there, but I hope to have a better understanding and answer at the end of this.
We got to start somewhere, and today's the day to start. And the next 100-year flood that happens 5 years from now, maybe we got a better shot at communicating.
Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
So 26 days after this disaster, we still have so many questions about exactly what happened. And state lawmakers hope to have some answers. A joint legislative committee is going to meet in Kerrville tomorrow morning at 9:30. They're going to have an all-day hearing. They're going to be speaking with local leaders and also community members. And KSAT will be there. We're going to stream the entire hearing on all of our platforms. So, part of the conversation in the Hill Country tonight continues to be about rebuilding. But tonight, you're going to see that that's really not easy for everybody.
No, one Kerrville family tells us they are struggling. The floods damaged their second home, so federal aid options are slim. The Night Team's Avery Everett breaks down what you need to know about FEMA assistance.
The ceiling was moist, and they said, you know what, it's just not a good idea.
A beloved home, now just boards. Nearly 1 month after the deadly Hill Country floods, this is all that's left of Diane and Butch McCracken's Kerrville rental property.
We're in an Airbnb that's not generating income, but we're so blessed. We're so freaking lucky.
Lucky because they lived. The McCrackens were staying in their RV on the river when the floodwater came. They evacuated, and the family staying in this property also survived. But they lost everything.
Everything is just trashed.
FEMA's Disaster Recovery Center here in Kerrville is located at the First Baptist Church on Washington Street. Across the first 10 days of this center being open, a FEMA spokesperson says more than 700 families came in to get help. Diane and Butch were one of them.
FEMA said that you're not covered. You're not covered because it's not your primary residence.
We reached out to FEMA asking why they don't provide disaster assistance for second homes like rental or vacation properties. A spokesperson responded saying, quote, FEMA's mission is to support the immediate needs of individuals and families whose primary residences have been impacted by the disaster. McCrackens say the family renting their home was able to get help through FEMA, but they, as the owners of this second property, were told to get a loan through the Small Business Administration.
And we'll figure it out. We have to show people that it's possible so that they can get it too.
As their rental airs out, Diane and Butch say it's hard not to relive what happened here.
I'm still digesting the fact that we got to live.
But they're finding a way forward, focused on rebuilding. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Diane and Butch tell us they also applied for a grant through the Kerrville Area Chamber of Commerce. Their president spoke at the last Kerrville City Council meeting. She said businesses and families with rental properties can apply for support by filling out a form and submitting it in person only.
The city of San Antonio being sued for $25 million. And this is coming from the San Antonio Park Police Officers Association. That's the group that represents the officers who protect city parks. And they want better compensation, better benefits, just like SAPD officers. The officers say that they have been denied consistently police status, also collective bargaining and pay benefits, even though they've worked under the San Antonio Police Department since 2008. KSAT, by the way, we've emailed the city for comment, but as of tonight, we have yet to hear back.
She couldn't just stand there and watch. This morning, cameras rolling as Katrina Mijares jumped into action to save a man drowning in Woodlawn Lake.
Yeah, she just happened to be walking by when she noticed that a crowd were watching the man as he was flailing in that water. So she tried to pull him back to the shore, but Mijares says that the man started to get heavy. So that's when she started to yell for help. And that's when another man who happened to be jogging by helped her pull that man out of the water.
I'm trying. Yeah. Is there somebody strong who can help me? They're coming.
I don't know who helped me, but I think this gentleman that they said runs here every day, he jumped in and towards the end and we started pulling him up to shore. So thankful for him.
Wow. And other bystanders who were there also, they performed CPR on the gentleman. They got a pulse, but sadly, the man died at the hospital. At this point, we don't know his name, age, or even why he was in that water.
A Ring camera catching a toddler rescue. A neighbor says she's glad she was there to help when a toddler made his way out of his West Bexar County home on his own. Video from her doorbell camera shows the moment that neighbor took the 2-year-old boy into her house. She says she found him all alone Tuesday morning, walking down Hollow Trail not far from Tranco Road, dressed only in a soiled diaper. That mother of 5, known only as Gabriella, says she immediately stopped the car to get that child to safety.
It was almost 80 degrees, so I picked him up. I put him in my son's car seat that happened to already be in my car.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office took to social media to get information out about the toddler. Didn't know his name, where he came from. They just put out this picture. About 3 hours after he was found, they say his mother, 24-year-old Destiny Celaya, called to report him missing. She was arrested after police found marijuana in her home. Child Protective Services has placed the toddler and Celaya's other children with relatives tonight.
Now, 2 people accused of abandoning 64 animals are behind bars. Schertz Police and the Callahan County Sheriff's Office worked together to find Ricardo Guajardo and Maria Solis. And then family members helped get both of them back to Schertz, where they then surrendered to detectives. And now both of them are charged with cruelty to non-livestock animals. So you're going to remember that those animals were actually found Sunday afternoon, and they were in pretty bad shape then. Schertz Animal Services has been taking care of them, but they still need donations in order to keep that going. So they're asking for help getting any of the items that you see listed on your screen. You could actually drop them off at the Schertz Animal Services facility. You can also donate because that would help cover the animals' medical bills.
A man accused of hiding his dead father's body in a freezer almost a year ago sentenced in court today. We're talking about David Gibson. He took a plea deal today for a 10-year sentence. Gibson charged with tampering with or fabricating evidence with intent to impair a human corpse after they found Daniel Gibson's corpse badly decomposed. That's his father inside a chained freezer in the garage of a home. His cause of death was undetermined per the medical examiner's office, which is why Gibson only faced 1 charge for this case. Now sentenced, there are still no answers as to why he did what he did, but it's left behind a lifetime of hurt for his family.
Disrespect him by placing him in a freezer and not telling anybody. You have no family anymore. You are on your own. You decided to do what you wanted to do. Take his money, take his life, and hide him away. And for that, I can never forgive you.
Half of Gibson's sentence must be served before he's eligible for parole. On the west side, a 40-year-old man died today attempting to help his neighbor.
Such a heartbreaking story. He was actually electrocuted while he was trying to cut down tree branches. Happened around 8 this morning on the 800 block of South San Dario Drive. And when firefighters got there, they actually found Alex Quintanilla in a tree. He had been dangling from his harness. They think that Quintanilla hit a power line with his pole saw. He was pronounced dead at the scene, but it actually took crews a little while for them to do everything safely.
It was very difficult, and to be on the safe side, you know, we took our time because once we determined that it was going to be a recovery and not a rescue, we definitely took our time.
So here's the thing. CPS Energy has been talking about this. They say that only professionals are allowed to trim near high voltage lines. So let's just say you see something that you want to work on near a service line and CPS is your energy provider. Well, CPS wants you to call them first, 5 business days in advance before you do anything. And that way they can temporarily remove the line. Coming up this year, your child is not going to be able to communicate with you from the classroom. It's because of a new law. We'll explain.
University Health spending millions of dollars on a closed hospital. Coming up, how they hope to bring the old Christus Santa Rosa Hospital in the medical center back to life. $71 million, that's how much University Health is spending on its new expansion. Yesterday, the Bexar County Hospital District Board of Managers approved the purchase of the Christus Santa Rosa Hospital at the Medical Center. This hospital off Babcock Road just closed in April. Now it'll be part of University Health System, used as an inpatient hospital for shorter stays, which will free up rooms in the emergency center.
As we grow, we continue to see ourselves as an opportunity to make sure that everyone has great access to high quality care.
University Health will renovate and update the old building. Then once it's relicensed by the state, they expect that facility will be open in early 2026.
West Nile virus has been detected in Hays County, and that's according to health officials there. West Nile virus, we know, is spread by mosquito bites. Symptoms can also include fever, nausea, and joint pain. And in more serious cases, West Nile can lead to meningitis. But the thing is that some people may not experience anything. But to protect yourself from West Nile virus, doctors say to cover your arms and your legs and to also avoid standing water and always wear insect repellent.
For the second time, Texas senators pushing a bill to ban hemp-derived THC in the state. Senate Bill 5 will ban all products containing THC except for CBD and CBG, which are non-toxic forms of cannabis. A similar ban passed both chambers previously, but was vetoed by Governor Greg Abbott. A final vote expected soon before SB 5 moves to the House.
So this goes to new parents. You have until tomorrow to enroll your babies in a plan that could make college cheaper, and we're all for that, right? We're talking about the Texas Tuition Promise Fund. If you enroll now and your kid goes to a Texas public college or university in the future, you're going to be able to lock in the 2024 to 2025 tuition fees. So to enroll now, your child has to be younger than 1 year old. Plan also applies to Texas medical and dental schools, Texas private colleges, out-of-state schools, career schools, and also registered apprenticeship programs. But in those cases, tuition costs aren't locked in, and benefits are actually based on the transfer value.
This school year, no cell phones will be allowed in Texas classrooms at all during the 89th regular legislative session. Yesterday, the House Bill 1481 passed, banning any personal wireless communication device during the school day in classrooms. This Friday, Governor Greg Abbott expected to hold a ceremony to officially sign that bill into law. In a news release, it states that this bill would create phone-free learning environments and protect the safety and online privacy of children.
Another news now, we still don't know who was found in the San Antonio River last year. Do you remember that story? San Antonio police say that they found the body near Probant Street last November. The medical examiner's office says that the man was between 35 and 65 years old, about 6'1", and either white or Hispanic. He also had several tattoos. You see them there on your screen, including Rafael on his back and also a cross with initials on his shoulder. So if you recognize him, call the medical examiner's office. The number's on your screen. It's 210-335-4011.
Take a live look outside right now. It was a warm one today, but I remember this part of the forecast. Great sunset weather.
Yeah, sunset alert. And we got pictures in to KSAT Connect of the beautiful sunset. Thank you to everybody who sent in those pictures. This is right here near the airport. I love the deer in the foreground there on the golf course, as well as those wispy, thin cirrus clouds creating cotton candy skies for the sunset. It was also a very pleasant morning for us. Mornings were in the 60s and even in the 50s in the hill country. Let's go back to that graphic earlier. I want to show you. Okay, 67 was the morning low in San Antonio. It was 57 in Comfort and in Bernie. In fact, this was a record for the day, our coolest temperature for this date, but also our coolest July morning since 2019. A very pleasant start to the day, but it did get hot, as Steve was mentioning. We got up to 99 in San Antonio, 100 in Hondo, 100 in Cotulla, 100 in Laredo. So how can we have a very cool morning, a record-setting cool morning, and a high temperature near 100? It's because we had dry air in place. Think about the desert, cool mornings, hot afternoons, all because of dry air. That is exactly the kind of air we had overhead, but dew points are already on the rise. They were in the 40s earlier today. Now they're in the 50s, and take a look at what happens tomorrow. We start to see dew points rise into the 70s by the midday hours, back into the 50s in the afternoon. So we are going to be a little bit noticeably humid tomorrow during the first part of the day, but I do think we'll be able to see temperatures down to 72 degrees early tomorrow morning. By 10, it'll be 83, around noon, 92, and then here is the thing. 10% chance for a stray shower in the afternoon. Not a guarantee for rain, in fact, far from that. But I do think that a lucky few neighborhoods will get a quick pop-up shower. Otherwise, it's going to be hot. 100 for the high. 102 in Del Rio. It'll be 98 in Kerrville, 99 in New Braunfels, 105 in Laredo, and 103 in Freer. We'll have that heat high overhead for another day before it moves out of the way and makes way for a cool front. This is a rare July cool front that's working its way across the Central Plains. Unfortunately, it's not going to get to us in San Antonio, but it is going to allow for a few storms to fire off in North Texas. And those storms in North Texas have a 20 to 30% chance of getting to us Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So dodging daily downpours over the weekend. Otherwise, we're going to be warming up into the triple digits for next week as we start August. So a 30% chance on Saturday. And guys, guess what? School right around the corner. Science with Sarah is going to kick off again. We have already had applications for Science with Sarah from today. Scan that QR code. It'll take you to the application. You can sign up, and random winners will be picked throughout the fall and spring semester. I'd love to visit your kids or your teacher, if you're a teacher, your students later this year. We'll be back with more news after the break.
Medical people telling you can come back by the opener, week 2, 3, what are they?
Yeah, the timeline's different. Again, I do think that, it could be a couple weeks, but again, based on his ability to go and attack this, I think that he'll come back as fast as possible, and that's important.
Shoddy is talking about Tyler Guyton's return from a knee injury in big board sports.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Thomas J. Henry.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer made the team run today because they were fighting too much again. So he stopped practice at training camp and made them run it out. And he told them enough is enough. Today was also the first time we got to talk with Shoddy since left tackle Tyler Guyton went down with a knee injury on Monday that will sideline him 4 to 6 weeks.
What I talked to Tyler about last night a little bit is he's had such a great off season. Calvin, it's been such great growth, such great confidence, and now what he has to do is he's got to continue to grow professionally and learn how to attack rehab, no different than how he attacked learning his sets and the different things he's doing, and he's excited about that. And my stance, I'll just be very clear, my stance with guys that are injured, man, is whether they're, a couple weeks, a day-to-day thing, the year, man, is we love them up. We love them up. We communicate with them. We want them around.
Number 71, Nate Thomas, seen here pass protecting, is likely going to be the dude to replace Guyton while he's out, if he can hold his own. Thomas was selected in the 7th round last year.
Yeah, I talked about Nate the other day. You know, he big man, worked his butt off coming back from his injury last year. He's massive, plays with great length. And I talked to Nate yesterday on the players' day off, just walking into the meal, and was just telling him, like, nothing changes. Like, play free. Play relaxed. You know how to play this game. Like, don't go out there and be, oh, now I'm with the first group and, oh, my gosh, I got to do this. That's the wrong way to approach it. Be excited. You get an opportunity to compete, and he'll get the first shot at it. But, when these guys go in, they say, oh, now I'm with the first group, I got to try harder. That whole thing of trying harder, it doesn't work. You usually put pressure on yourself, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go so hard now. And it doesn't work. Just play, man. You get this, and big man, great feet, great length, and powerful.
And out in Houston, the Texans are looking to take the next step as they climb up the ranks. They've won the AFC South in back-to-back seasons, but lost in the divisional round in both those seasons, coming up short of their ultimate goal. Looking to get better, the Texans made a trade with the Eagles, picking up safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson. In February, he won a Super Bowl with Philly, and then in March, they sent him to Houston, and now he's chasing a Super Bowl with the Texans.
Because I don't play for them no more. I ain't defending nothing. I'm actually chasing it now. I'm hungry, like you said. They're prey. Like, I gotta go hunt them. Like, they're champions. When you're a champion of something, you become the prey to a lot of predators. So there's no shot at them. It's just, you gotta understand, like, when you switch sides of the ball, switch roles, I gotta go hunt again.
What kind of predator are you?
I don't sleep. I feel like coming here, I gotta get better. As a man, as a teammate, father, and whatever these team call me to do, I'm here to put my best foot forward.
Texans players are off tomorrow before practicing again Friday and Saturday. UTSA football kicked off fall camp after the break. Led by head coach Jeff Traylor, UTSA football started fall camp today, and they're hoping to have a September to remember and get out of the gate hot. Entering his 3rd season with the Roadrunners, this is now quarterback Owen McCown's team, and he's looking to become the best leader possible, and he's not afraid to speak up and take charge.
It starts with, out there competing is the easiest way. And I think, those guys, multiple guys, so the DBs, safeties, whoever it might be, linebackers, will ask me questions, and I'll be more than welcome to help. We're competing against each other, but at the end of the day, it's, it's all with each other. So just kind of bouncing ideas back and forth. And once again, it's all family. So it's two sides of the ball, but it's really all one. So that's kind of our mindset.
Just to take the next step. I mean, more control at the line of scrimmage. Just get us in and out of better plays. And being more assertive, holding guys more accountable, taking ownership of his unit and taking more ownership of the team, honestly.
Yeah, a little bit of both. Like I said, I was trying to be more vocal. Definitely, calling out, what needs to be called out. There's something that, I feel like, needs to be called out.
McCown and the Roadrunners will get back on the field tomorrow morning. In Texas League Baseball tonight, the Missions won at the Rough Riders by a final of 7-4.
Good stuff.
Still wrapping my head around fall camp starting in 99-degree weather, but I know it's
might as well just call it summer camp.
Yeah, exactly. Late summer camp.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not fall yet.
Rough. We'll be right back.